And now it is time
Hmm.
to talk about the most beautiful man in the world, finally being one of the most iconic horror characters of all time, as Nicholas Gosh Darn Cage will be playing Dracula, and we have our first official look. Now, normally, we don't talk about set leaks because there are things that have been leaked out that the
Hmm.
studio never intended you to see. However, given that these pictures showed up in People magazine, it was clearly approved ahead of time by the studio. That being said, God, I love this look so much. There's so many little details. Like, I love that the red is like ridiculously oversaturated to the point of like, if this is in black and white, that's gonna pop a lot more. I don't think it's gonna be in black and white, but that would be awesome. Or if there's black and
Yeah.
white sections, um, I like that all the little pieces I'm looking at now. I like that all the little pieces have echoes of previous Dracula incarnations. He's got the Widow's Peak of Bela Lugosi, the pendant, and also the really bright red kind of makes me think of the Gary Oldman one from Bram
Hmm.
Stoker's Francis Ford
Hmm.
Coppola Dracula. Uh, I also love that we're either in the middle of or on the verge of a huge Cageissance because I don't know if you've checked the Rotten Tomatoes score for The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent or not.
Not recently.
It's in the high 90s, dude.
Atta
And
boy.
everyone's like, yeah, it's a loving Nicolas Cage homage. I'm like, y'all slept on the beautiful man that is Nicolas Cage. Some of y'all saw Pig, and oh my gosh, he's amazing in Pig. I feel like
Hmm.
he's on the verge of some really big things. Because yeah, I think Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is like his first like major studio project in
Yeah,
a
I wouldn't
very
doubt
long
it.
time. Which I love that he came out recently in an interview. He's like, "Yeah, I know I did all those like directed DVD movies, but those were to pay off debts, which we already kind of knew." But he's also said, "I stand by all those movies. I gave 110% in every movie," which you and I have been saying that forever.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
terrible movies, he gives 100%. And I expect nothing less for this. I said it before, I'll say it again. I have a love hate relationship with the director of this movie, Chris McKay. I love Lego Batman movie so much. And then I got super excited in 2017. Chris McKay directing live action Nightwing movie. I lost my mind. And then he's like, "Well, the script is taking longer than usual." I'm going, "Okay, that's fine. That's fine." Chris McKay is working on a Dungeons and Dragons movie. I'm going, "Oh, cool, you're doing it after the Nightwing movie." "Actually, I'm doing Dungeons and Dragons first." "Oh, then you're coming back to do Nightwing." Actually, I'll get around to Nightwing, but before I do that, I'm gonna do Renfield." I'm like, "The heck is Renfield?" Like, just focus on the task at hand, man. Which the Nightwing thing, I might be coming back to that eventually, but that's a topic for
We'll
another
see.
day. I like the design here. They're clearly going for a horror comedy route,
Hmm.
judging by some of the names attached to this movie. Also, my doppelganger, Nicholas Holt, will be in it. I think he's a really talented actor in most roles. He kind of phoned it in as Beast in the later X-Men movies, but so did some of the other cast. Looking at you, J-Law. But Josh, you see the beautiful, magnificent caged man that is
Mm,
Nicholas
mm,
as Dracula.
mm.
Thoughts?
This literally no like, and what's crazy is I think if you took away the people logo and took away the Renfield attachment, I would literally just think that this is Nicolas Cage throwing money at doing a cosplay of Dracula. Like it, because it's then that's not a knock on quality. That's like, this just looks like Cage is like, yeah, see, I got the Widow's Peak from that and the red to reference some of this other stuff. Like, how is that not?
You know what it looks like? It looks like Marilyn Manson cosplaying Nicolas Cage.
Yes, yes, exactly. Like,
The beautiful
but it looks
people, the
good.
beautiful people.
I removed a rib. Like, it's just so good. It looks great. I love that his the fingernails look like claws. Like, there's just so much to like here. Did you see? And I don't know this was an interview for this coming up or whatnot, but he's recently found out what getting caged is,
Yeah, I saw that.
which is so fantastic. He's like, he literally just goes, am I having a trip? Like, is this a real thing? There's no way this is a real thing. Like, yeah, bro, you are it's like when Brendan Fraser found out that
The internet loves him.
the internet loves him. I was like, yeah, this is wholesome. Love this. But I'm excited. Like, I have no real attachment to whether or not if this movie's good or not. But if we get a Renfield movie with a What We Do in the Shadows vibe, I will not hate this at all. At all.
Also, from everything we've seen, this is the actual like text logo for the Renfield movie, which if that's the case, oh, I love it because that's the actual Dracula logo from the original Dracula poster. Like the color's right, the font's right, the angle is right. So I'm going, okay, so if they're willing to pay attention to the little details like that, then I have total faith that they'll pay attention to the little details and other things. Also, really like Chris McKay's The Tomorrow War. That's another one that he did that I enjoy. It's not the best, but Chris McKay makes good popcorn flick movies, sometimes with extra heart like Lego Batman. So this is definitely rising up the ranks of my most anticipated movies because I was listening to a podcast earlier today that was talking about Tucker and Dale versus Evil, one of the greatest movies ever made. And they tried to list horror comedies. And when you really get down to it, the list of movies that are both good at horror and good at comedy are really small. Typically, it's one or the other. That's why I love Tucker and Dale so much, because it strides that line. If we can get another great horror comedy down here, like Tucker and Dale versus Evil, like Cabin in the Woods, of something that's creepy, but is aware of what trope it's following, it can still be scary but funny. Oh, count me in, because I love to laugh, but I love to be scared. I think that's why I love the pairing so much, but it's so hard to get right.
Yeah. And I can totally see, like, I think the funniest thing in my brain that I can see for this film is it's color all the time until Dracula gets mad at Renfield, and then it switches to black and white for some reason. There's so much to love, and I just think I'm excited to see what we do with this.
Listen to them, children of the night. What music they make. I don't drink wine. I just need the bad Nicolas Cage voice to say some of the iconic Bela Lugosi lines. I just need it because why not?